Matthew 25, verse 40 reads, "And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done unto the least of these, my brethren, you have done unto me." Several years ago, an employee of mine was convicted of felony child pornography possession. We will call him Bob. Bob served his 2 years prison sentence before being released for 1 year home confinement and probation. He found himself completely without friends. His soon-to-be ex-wife wanted him and his things gone, but not before she emptied his bank accounts and filled his credit cards. His church, his family, and everybody he knew before his imprisonment abandoned him. Twice I helped him move his possessions out of his wife's home to his cabin on the other side of the state. He called frequently just to talk. He was very lonely. As his probation came to an end last summer, we began to try to find work for him. Do you have any idea how difficult it is for a felon to get a job? I encouraged him to restart his piano tuning business and also helped him repurchase his old telephone number. I even opened my warehouse for him to spend the night when he drives into town. Inasmuch as ye have done to the least of these, my brethren, have done unto me. Broken people know other broken people. And Bob has felt comfortable in my friendship and my acceptance of him, that he has introduced me to several of his new post-prison friends. Most of these are ex-felons, and others have significant emotional and psychological disabilities. When Bob suffered a severe stroke this past fall and could not remember his own name, he remembered enough of our relationship to tell the hospital to call me in regards to his care. Will Bob ever come to know the Lord? I don't know. Though I pray and hope that he comes to know the peace which passes all understanding, my task is simply to be a witness to that peace. The work of changing Bob's very bitter and hard heart is not mine. It is for hands far stronger than my own. Is it pleasant to talk about? Rarely. He is unrepentant and full of ever-increasing bitterness. However, we are not placed in people's lives and then into ours for our own pleasure, but rather it is to do the work of him who sent us. And as long as I am called, I will remain someone for whom Bob can call and visit any time he would like. Inasmuch as ye have done unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done unto me. I have an abiding thankfulness for the staff and the congregation of New Life Lutheran Church for their willingness to open their doors and hearts to the many, the least amongst us. My youngest son is learning disabled and suffers from some emerging psychosis. My wife and I, for 20 years, have poured ourselves into raising this young man. He has taken twice the effort and resources as our other 2 children, and yet I know that in 20 years, when we are unable to care for him, he may very well become another among the least amongst us. My prayer is that he will find a New Life Lutheran Church with a staff and a congregation like this one, where he will be welcomed and made to feel valued and useful. I would ask that when you see a person without a home, someone who may not have all of their faculties, that you would treat them kindly, that they may be my son, or my neighbor Paul and Susie's son. They are truly among the least of these, and yet they are precious in God's eyes. Our first reading is